Welcome to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike, where we share testimony stories. Today's story is Saint Anthony. Saint Anthony is not a stranger to those that know him. Those that don't know him, he will no longer be a stranger. I'm going to share a story today that involves Saint Anthony. So, as a leader of the Catholic Women Organization, we were to travel to South Africa for a conference. And usually I would go for meetings as the leader, the national leader, or would go maybe with the secretary and treasurer. But this time we made sure that we raised enough money for the entire executive to travel. And we were very excited. Some of the members on the executive had never traveled, and we were flying to South Africa, so you can imagine the excitement. So we all looked forward to that trip. We had meetings to cover the subjects that we were going to share as I was going to do the presentation. So it was a very exciting trip for us. And so we agreed that we would all meet at the airport at least an hour before we were to check in. So everybody was excited, everybody made sure they were there, and packing clothes, we're going to be using our uniform because everybody coming was going to be wearing their national uniforms. So we're like, okay, so we're only packing our shirts, skirts, and everything, so it was not like we needed to pack a lot of stuff. So I didn't bother packing too early. I was like, even like the night before is good. So the night before, I went, packed my stuff, got my bag, my carrier bag, put it somewhere where I could just get up, jump and go, and got my handbag and also put it there. Then in the morning, I started calling everybody. Are you people ready? Are you people ready? Check, do you have your passport? Do you have everything you need? And everybody was like, yeah, check, yes, check, and everybody had their passports and whatever else we needed. We didn't need yellow fever then, it was not necessary, and we didn't even need visas because as Zambians, when we go to South Africa, we don't need visas. Usually they would stamp the visa into your passport at the airport, so that was something we didn't need to bother about. So they went to the airport and I was just leaving for the airport. So I decided to just double check on my passport in my handbag, and it was not there. And I was like, okay, must have used a different bag. So I was not panicking. I went to the cupboard, got another bag, checked, it was not there. Another bag, it was not there. Okay, now I started to, be anxious. So I put down all my bags thinking, the last time I traveled, which bag did I use? Checked all my bags. By this time now, my bedroom was like a mess. I could not find my passport. I went and checked the drawers, put down everything in the drawers, nothing. The girls started calling and wondering, because by now 30 minutes has passed for the time we had agreed to be together, and I was not showing up. And remember, I was the one to go and present at the conference, and I had the presentation. So it was just fortunate that we didn't decide to put the passports together because everybody would have been late. So now I didn't know what to do. So I called the ladies and said, it looks like you will have to travel without me. And they were panicking. They thought I was joking. They were like, oh, please, we can't do that. Stop joking. We are losing time. Please, this is not a joking matter. I was like, I am not joking. I can't find my passport. They were like, how possible is that? But I couldn't. I said, I've checked everywhere. I've put down everything. I cannot find my passport. So please just pray for me. I'm praying right now, and should the worst come to the worst, please, I'll find a way of sending the presentation to you. But travel safe. And they were like, please don't even say that. There is no way we are living without you. And remember I told you some had never traveled, so they were looking forward to me helping them to buckle up, and we had really planned to have fun on the plane. But I couldn't find my passport, and I had promised that once we get to South Africa, I am going to buy KFC, and I love KFC, and at that time we didn't have it in Zambia. So when we travel out of the country, that was the first thing I always bought. So I'd promised everybody, you're all going to eat KFC on me. So now I couldn't find my passport. And so I got to a stage where I just thought, you know what? It looks like I'm not traveling. So I sat on my bed and thinking, wait, what could have happened? And then I was like, why am I even stressing? They sent Anthony, he comes through all the time. So I was, oh my God, I forgot. I got on my knees and I prayed and asked St. Anthony to show me where my passport was. And after I finished my prayer, I sat again on my bed, just still. Then I turned, and by the dressing table, I thought I saw something strange. I looked and I said, what can that be? So I went to check. I checked and there was my passport. I was like, St. Anthony, again you've come through for me. So I grabbed my bag, my passport, got my bags, got into a cab, and I was on my way to the airport. I called the ladies, told them this is what has happened. I found my passport, I'm on the way, and they were like, oh my God, you are so late. They told the officials, and then I even heard on the loudspeaker the last call, and I was quite far from the airport. So I told the driver, please speed up. He was like, Mom, faster than this, we are crashing. I'm doing the best I can do. So I resorted to praying again, prayed, got to the airport. The authorities got me, the officials got me, pushed me through until I was reaching the plane just when they were about to close the doors, the cabin doors. And that's how now you should have heard the screams, the joy when the ladies saw me get into the plane. And so I got in, and we were so lucky. There was a gentleman who sat next to the ladies when they were, and he said, I can see that, there's jubilation here. I'm willing to swap your seat with mine. So we're like, oh, you do that? Thank you so much. So that's how I got his seat, and he got my seat, which was, of course, away from the ladies. And so we got together and we talked, and we had been worrying about those who had never traveled being sick, and they were saying, well, here you can vomit because of the turbulence, but none of that happened. I think we had enough drama for a day. So that's how we got to South Africa, and we got our bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken, which we enjoyed as a treat for all of us, and that's how our meeting went very well. So now I'm thinking, why do we even stress? St. Anthony comes through for anything that you have lost. When you have lost something, you go to St. Anthony, you shall find it. So just say a prayer to St. Anthony and wait. Whatever it is you're looking for is going to come to you. You're going to be able to find it. I've prayed to St. Anthony many times. I've used it many times. I've used that prayer, and there's not one time that I can talk of where St. Anthony did not come through for me, and he will come through for you. So there's no need of stressing. We stress, we panic because we forget who we are. We stress, we panic because we forget whose we are. We are children of the Most High, and there's no need to stress. So please use St. Anthony like I did and get the answers you need for anything that you lose. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please remember to give us a thumbs up so that many people can hear our stories. Share them widely. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. We'll be grateful. Stay blessed. See you in the next video.